the University of North Carolina comes with all the smoke. We understand this. Anytime somebody comes to play our Tar Heels, we know that they're going to give us the best shot that they possibly can. No matter what kind of team it is, whether it be a Power 4, Group of 5, doesn't matter. They're going to come to Chapel Hill and they're going to play the best game that they possibly can. And their fan base is going to be extremely rabid behind their team. And when this happens, it causes for some pretty cool rivalries and it causes for some back and forth, but it also causes for some fan bases to be a little bit more hated by us as Tar Heel fans, because you get some of those that are just a little out there, that talk a little too much. And God forbid if you get upset and you get beat or you get beat bad by a team, they want to always chirp, chirp, chirp every day on Twitter, on the YouTube comments, on Facebook, on this, that, and the other thing. It causes just for a tremendous time as North Carolina fans. And we obviously understand that we have our hated teams in the ACC. We have our rivals Duke and NC State, and we have our ACC rivals, teams that we face all throughout the year. But today, I want to give you, as a North Carolina Tar Heel fan myself, my top 3 hated teams. We're not even going to hit the rivals. We're not even going to hit the ACC. We're going to go outside of the ACC and the rivals. And what are the top 3 teams that I, as a North Carolina Tar Heel fan, cannot stand? I'll be curious to know what your top 3 is down there in the comments below. Be sure and hit that. Also hit that like button and the subscribe button if you are excited. But first, let's actually start with some honorable mentions, because we're going to go 3 to 1. But let's hit our honorable mentions first. The ones that didn't quite make the list, but I thought would be pretty good. Also, first off, this has got to be the first one. And this is really all about one person, and that is Ole Miss. I can't stand Ole Miss because of one reason and one reason only. That's Lane Kiffin. I think I speak for not only North Carolina fans, but fans of college athletics and college football as a whole. This guy, Sir Lane Kiffin, loves to be heard. He loves to have his voice put out there, and he just has a comment for each and every little thing that happens. He's just annoying. He gets on my daggum nerves. Lane Kiffin is he's a wannabe good coach. He's had some pretty awesome teams, hasn't really done anything with them, but he masks it and parades it by bringing in some pretty good recruits. It's just he gets on Twitter and he doesn't shut up, and he's always got the world is against Ole Miss and this, that. No, shut up. You just need to go learn how to win, meaningful football games, and then maybe you can talk a little bit more. But yeah, Ole Miss is got to be on my honorable mentions. Thought about putting it up here, but it's just one guy. It's just Lane. Lane's just an idiot. So yeah, Lane Kiffin. If you're an Ole Miss fan and you like him, God bless you, buddy. But yeah, I don't think anybody in the national world really cares for that guy. My next honorable mention, someone we had to put in here, a team that we had to, just because of 2012 and what they had to do to my boy Kendall Marshall, and that's Creighton. We obviously understand what happened there with the injury in the tournament, which hurt, and that was a painful time. I really liked Kendall, and I think he could have. I think that team was going to win the national championship. I think all of us were in agreement there as North Carolina fans. And Creighton is just, we can't stand Creighton because of what happened there, and that is that's never going to go away. That's never going to away. Creighton just dirty. It just Creighton, yeah. But here we go. The top 3. Number 3 on the list, and this one is also relatively because of one person as well, but this dude keeps showing up and they keep beating North Carolina, which makes this even more ridiculous. But that is the Alabama Crimson Tide, and I'm zoning in right now on Nate Oates. This guy, ever since he's become the head coach for the Alabama Crimson Tide, he's done a good job. Give him credit there. But one thing I can't stand this dude. For some reason, he has some type of love affair with North Carolina. Unfortunately, Carolina's had to play Alabama 3-4 times over the last few years. Back in the season after the national championship game when they faced up there in Portland, Oregon. Once again in the NCAA tournament, the Sweet 16, they were the team that sent us home because that Nelson kid went absolutely freaking bananas. And then again, this past season, in Chapel Hill, where they just came in and absolutely destroyed us. Nate Oates gets off on getting over North Carolina. He absolutely loves to clown North Carolina if he can. We made little comments. The most famous one, obviously, being the one where them fellows in Chapel Hill, they ain't got practice tomorrow. Just all this stuff. You can tell that Nate Oates gets off on, and he just gets up and gets excited anytime that he gets to go up against North Carolina. And unfortunately, he sent North Carolina packing the last 3 meetings that they have faced with each other. But their fan bases rally around Nate Oates. That is for sure. I can understand why. And listening to them and the Alabama fans that we've had come into the comments and we've covered and did post-game reactions to those games, it's just been a flipping annoying. And Alabama, you got to give them credit. The fan base over there, and I think Nick Saban created a lot of this. They are a cult, I tell you that much. Not as bad as Texas A&M. But they are definitely a cult, and they follow right behind him. But yeah, Nate Oates, I can't stand that dude. He's a smug, arrogant prick, and I just can't stand that guy. So, yeah, Alabama. Number 2. And this team, God, their fan base is absolutely ridiculously annoying. You see this every year in baseball, and the last couple of times in football, they got us, and they got us bad. And it was in the bad years of the Larry Fedora time, and it absolutely is aggravating and just frustrating that we don't have them on the schedule. That way we can right those wrongs, and also that they just don't ever shut up. They're very NC State-esque, and that is East Carolina University. ECU, the Pirates. I can't stand these people. I used to actually really like East Carolina until I started getting around their fan base and seeing their fan base on a day-to-day. They think that they are hot stuff. They think they are just like NC State. They think they are the kings of the University of North Carolina and the state of North Carolina for that matter. And there's the thing, ECU not only does this to us, but they also do it to NC State, which I think is absolutely hilarious myself. So it's good to see that it's not just us, that they go crazy for NC State too. But North Carolina, a number of years ago now, I say a couple of years ago, but a number of years ago now, lost the JMU level loss to East Carolina, and they have just not let that thing go since. I know East Carolina fans, and this is not a lie whatsoever, that legitimately have a counter in their room. If they're watching this, I know I'm talking about them. They're probably cackling. But they have a counter in their room about the last time that North Carolina has beaten them in football. It's something that they update every single day. Think about that for a second and get back with me. East Carolina fans, they love this whole little deal with go to Walmart and get your Walmart gear. I don't know why they do that. I don't know if they're just really upset that, the biggest supermarket / market in the world is, what wants to carry North Carolina gear instead of theirs. I can understand why. They're gonna put stuff in there. It's gonna sell. Hey, North Carolina is gonna sell, not East Carolina. But their fan base is just annoying. They're absolutely aggravating, and they think they are the best thing since sliced bread. And they've had some good moments. They have had some good moments, especially in baseball. They're actually really good in baseball, pretty consistently. In North Carolina and ECU always play a series against each other. So thankfully, North Carolina took care of that problem this year in baseball. I look for them to continue to do that. But East Carolina, man. Yeah, can you guys chill out for a minute? Go win a national championship. Go get to the World Series. Go, I don't know. Go win your conference. Do something. I don't know. You guys are getting on my blessed nerves, and I can't stand them. But before we get into the number 1 pick, the number 1 team that I just can't stand, and I think a lot of other North Carolina fans will also agree with me. But tell me, who's your top 3? I want to know who your top 3 is. Who's your guesses for my number 1? Don't skip ahead. Tell me right now what you think. Who's my number 1? Who could it be? And in 3, 2, 1, I'll tell you. That's the South Carolina Gamecocks. Now, South Carolina, I'm a South Carolina native. All right. I am born and bred inside of South Carolina, right here at the border of North Carolina and South Carolina. My family is from North Carolina, which is where the North Carolina Tar Heel ties come from. My brother was born in North Carolina, up there in Dayton, North Carolina. and I was born here in South Carolina. But hey, nevertheless, as a South Carolina native, we always see this, going to school, it was always, when rivalry week would come, South Carolina versus Clemson, South Carolina versus Clemson. And I have saw both fan bases my entire life. I grew up around them in the heart of South Carolina and Clemson territory. I'm about a midway, something like that, I'm about an hour from Columbia, about 3 hours to Clemson. So you see a little bit more South Carolina fans than you do Clemson fans. But it's pretty evenly split, to say the least. But ever since I have saw a South Carolina fan, the only word I can come up with is just delusional. I tell you, man, they believe. Again, this is very similar to that of NC State. They do believe that they are the best team in the country every year. And when they don't win, it's because a ref screwed them over or the other team was cheating or what. They never look within. Even when they're 2-10, they're just like, oh, well, we would have been 8-4 if the refs wouldn't have screwed us. They just think that they are the best thing ever. They've been getting destroyed by their rival in Clemson for a number of years now. They finally won 2 over the last 3, and they think that they have arrived. They think they own it. Shane Beamer is fit perfectly into what South Carolina is and their fan base and who they just adore. They adore this man, and he buys into all this junk, man. That South Carolina is great. There's nothing better than South Carolina. He even posted a thing yesterday or 2 days ago now it was an AI image. It was very poorly done, by the way. He could have picked a better AI image than this, where they got a recruit over, I think it was NC State, and it was a gamecock in the background with the outline of the state of North Carolina, and he posted that with the little this deal here, the whatever they want, the cock call or whatever the flip they call this thing here, and the South Carolina fans just ate it up. They was like, oh yeah, we're the best in Carolina, even though they completely just ignore that North Carolina schooled them in football, beat them in basketball, baseball. That's a good series back and forth between baseball. I got to give them credit there. They got a good baseball team. They love Dawn Staley. Dawn Staley gets on my nerves too. I can't stand her. And she's a good coach, really good coach. Let me throw that out there. She's a really good coach. I just can't stand her mannerisms and the way she acts around people and the way she kind of looks down her nose at people. I can't stand them. And South Carolina fans are always just like, I remember this past offseason when Bill Belichick was going after running backs. He looked at that Fajon kid, the one that evidently is going through a similar issue to that of Tez Walker. Hope he actually gets his eligibility, by the way, like Tez Walker did. But he committed to South Carolina over North Carolina, and there was mentions all over here saying, "Oh, look at that, we've got over Chapel Bill and this, that, and the other." They just think that they're crazy, that they're good, they're crazy, they're delusional, and sometimes you just gotta come. There's one thing about rooting for your team. I root for my team. But you gotta look down. You gotta be more realistic about what you got going on here. Can you win something first? Can you appear and win your conference championship games? Can you do that? I mean, can you do something? Outside of women's basketball, which you've done very well. Can you do something? I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. Who's your top 3 teams that you hate outside of the ACC and outside of rivalry games? No rivalry teams. And no ACC teams. Who's your out of conference most hated ones? These are mine. South Carolina being number 1, ECU, Alabama, with the honorable mentions of Creighton and also Ole Miss because of Lane Kiffin, who's just annoying, dude. I don't know. I want to know what you guys think down there in the comments below. Maybe we can do the flip side of this. Maybe we can do the top 3 teams that I actually like and I actually root for outside of the ACC, and I don't ever cheer for rivals because what the flip would you do that for? I don't know. You tell me. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And as always, go Heels. This is the Sunday Tar Heel. What's going on, everybody? Nathan here from the Hill Brothers. It is just me today. My brother is on the way down to the beach. As a matter of fact, I think he actually should be already down there by now, by the time that we're doing this. He left super early this morning from what I've been told. But what's going on, guys? Hope everybody's doing all right. Happy Sunday to all of you. I am glad to see someone like Amber over here from TikTok. We've been hopping over there on that platform over the last, about a week now, honestly. And we've been having a really good time over there. Tar Pit is in here. Love what you guys are doing over there on the podcast. Also, Tar Heel Ron, of course, brother. Good to see you, my dude. And man, it has been a good week over here at the Hill Brothers, man. We've been having ourselves a good time. We talked this week about top 3 hated teams. You guys saw that coming into the live stream here. That was fun. I actually really liked that one. And posting that and saying that, a lot of people agree with me on that one. The few that I had. Alan was kind of curious about the Ole Miss pick, and really that's just a Lane Kiffin deal. But no, it was a lot of fun. And I've recorded another video for you guys. You guys are going to be getting that today. Probably right here in the next, I'd say probably about 6, 7 o'clock this evening. Talking about us, the Tar Heel Nation, especially coming into this coming season here for the North Carolina football team. They've been doing some really cool stuff over there. Recruiting-wise, Bill Belichick getting a 4-star linebacker out of Texas. He picked Carolina over Texas and Texas and a couple of maybe Texas Tech, Texas A&M, something like that. And can't forget they did to Kendall Martin. Yeah, Creighton was on my list, Kevin. Absolutely. Creighton was on it was on my honorable mentions, as a matter of fact. I put it on my honorable mentions. Kentucky, Kansas, and Creighton. All right, dude. I hear you. That's an all basketball one. I like that, bro. I like that, dude. I can get down with that. That's a good one. Creighton for sure, because Kendall Marshall. That was just something that we are never ever going to forget ever at all. So that was I'm glad I put that one in there and everything, man. This is gonna be an interesting day today, man. I'm not used to doing one of these here Sunday Tar Heels by myself. I've got my Baja Zero here, got the fresh can, cracked it up. I had 2, this one's gone, so I'm glad I brought 2 with me. It's been a busy Sunday so far. We started a brand new series over at the church that I'm going to, so I helped film that and was a part of that today. So that was interesting. Got that set, tore down and then over here. But boy, a couple of things I want to talk to you guys about. We had the Thaddeus Dixon comments. We had that video go up this week, and a lot of people were it was a back and forth kind of reaction to that video. Obviously, some people are just like, yeah, right, whatever. And some are like, heck yeah, man, let's roll. And I think some people just like saw like the title of it and didn't really connect with them too much. I just read the title and didn't hear like the context of it. But that was good. I actually really enjoyed that. And yeah, so but originally this week I was going to have my buddy Tori, the guy from Nisi's Pies that we've talked about numerous times, and you guys even bought some of his things. Good friend of ours. He is actually, if you go way back to the original, like when the Hill Brothers began, there was something right before the Hill Brothers I was doing another sports podcast very similar to this, but it was for all sports, NFL. It was really NFL and the NBA, but I was doing it with my buddy Tori because that's something that we used to do back in our TV days. And sure enough, we did a UNC edition of it, and it carried over to what ended up becoming what we have here, which is the Hill Brothers. But I was originally going to have him on. Unfortunately, there was a friend of his that, a friend of his family member that passed away. So he was he was with them today. So that's unfortunate. So it's just us. Dennis, what's going on, boy? I hear you, dude. Go Heels as always. It's good to have you here, man. Good to have all you guys here, man. I'm enjoying these Sunday Tar Heels. They've been really fun, and I really enjoyed them. And so we're going to keep on going with these things, man. And There is something that I talked about to Alan back last year. Yeah, last year during the football season. And there was a thought process that came to my mind during the football season that, as a matter of fact, I still have the graphic here for, and I look at it every time. And yeah, just I'm blowing out the toxic. No, there's a graphic for something here that I've thought about starting. And as a matter of fact, with the tar pit, they said something about DMing. Got my mind rolling. I might have to pitch this to you guys as well. Be something kind of similar to the Sunday Tar Heel, a little bit different though. Something that we are all as college football fans very familiar with. This is the wrong drink. This is the right one. That I think would be super cool. So we'll have to piece that one together potentially. But hey, North Carolina, man. There's not a lot going on this week with North Carolina. Like there's really not a ton. We are, what's today's date? Today is the 13th. We've got a week this Thursday. Ethan, that's a nice haircut. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, did I need to go into that story? Okay, so for everybody it's in here, Ashley is my sister-in-law. And so my brother called me yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and do this now. Oh, man. I hear you. I had to take a drink there before we get into this thing because, boy, somebody else did. Anyway, so yesterday I had to get some grass cut. If you notice, I am red. This is a lot more red than the camera is showing. My neck hurts today. But no, I was cutting some grass for a couple of businesses, or a business and the church that I go to. I was cutting grass for them yesterday and got done with that. And I needed to get a haircut. I don't like having long hair, clearly. So, like, if my hair starts to bush out a little bit on the sides, it drives me flipping insane. So I need to get a haircut. Okay, cool. Well, it was getting later. Depending on where there's a couple of spots that I like. There's a couple of spots. One of them is in we live in South Carolina, the very tip top of South Carolina. So okay, I have two questions. Ron, post your questions and I'll get to them in a second, buddy. So either we'll go to a Great Clips that is here. I got a couple of people in there that I like them when they do my hair, right? Or there is a Sports Clips up in a place called Rock Hill, South Carolina. And there's a couple of people in there that I like that I have narrowed down that, hey, when I get my hair cut, I'm very like specific about it. I'm kind of anal about that. I'm not gonna lie. So I wanted to look good. I wanted to look right. Okay. So I ended up going because it was 5 o'clock by the time I left my house. It's 30 minutes either way, really. Well, 15 one way, 30 the other. But the places in Indian Land, which is the other area that I like to go to, they close at 5. Rock Hill closes at 6. I'll go to Rock Hill. No problem. So here I go. Off I go. So I'm going up the road, and my brother calls me. They're up there. They're up in Rock Hill, hanging about, doing their thing, getting groceries, all that good stuff. Florida. I hear you, Melinda. I hear you. I didn't think about that one. But so I go up there. Alan calls me. Says, hey, man, you're going to get a haircut, this, that, and the other thing. Cool, no problem. So I get up there. I'd put myself on the wait list. If you've ever been to Sports Clips, went in there, waited. The lady calls my name. Okay. When I see this lady call my name, she is a blonde, white lady, average height, build, this, that, and the other thing. And one of the very first observations that I made, everybody here, I'm sure, has watched. Are we going to have this in the fall Sunday Tar Heel? Absolutely. Absolutely, we are, Ron, for sure. I promise you that, buddy. But I noticed that anytime we watch like police shows, you see like when people are like drunk and high, I mean, it's kind of very like you see these people, they're like, oh my God, how you doing? Are we keeping this time slot? The time slot is going to stay the same for as long as possible, by the way, Ron. It's going to stay and if it's going to change, I will let you guys know a couple of days in advance for sure. So just keep an eye on the community page and everything, and I'll post that there. But this woman had to have been high as a kite. I mean, I have never ever saw. I mean, it was bad. She was like, "Hi Nathan, how are you? Are you good?" I'm like, "Are you good?" I mean, what is this? I just sat down and there's not it's not just me and that lady. There's like five other workers there, and they're all having a conversation with her, like everything's just normal. And I'm the one. I sit down in the chair and I'm highlighting. My anxiety goes way up, way up, bro. And she grabs a clipper. She asked me, she's about, before we get to the chair, she says, "Hey, how are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm good." She's like, "Nathan, I think her name was Erica. Something. I think her name was Erica. I could be wrong. We'll say Erica from Sports Clips. So Erica from Sports Clips, she reaches her hand out to shake my hand, right? Okay, whatever. Lady, dudes, obviously we shake hard because we're trying to be manly, right? It's great for church service. Absolutely, Ron. That's exactly why it is 2 to 3. It's because of my church service. But I go to shake her hand, and you as a man to a woman, you kind of give softer a little bit because it's a woman, right? No, she grabs the living junk out of my hand, bro, and she shook that sucker like I was shaking the hand of Brock Lesnar. I tell you, dude, I have never like felt strength out of a woman, and she just looks like a normal lady, just a normal lady, high as a kite, normal lady shaking my hand, daggum like crazy, and almost like pulling the arm out the socket, the whole ordeal. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm in for it now. So I sit down, and she's like, okay, I'm trying to. I don't want to. I'm going to try and imitate the way she was speaking. She's like, how would you like your? I have to do the eyes too, or else it just doesn't fit. Like, how would you like your haircut? I was like, oh, well, I want it this way, and like in the fade, this, that, and the other thing. She's like, oh, you want to fade here, here, here. Like she was very deep to be literally like she couldn't formulate sentences. She was very detailed. It was weird. It's like, how does this like how is this just like your operating system? Like, what do you do here? And then she begins. Oh, then this lady begins to then start to cut my hair. And okay, number one, I have found out that I can't smell anything. There's not like a smell of like alcohol or Eric. Those smell of alcohol or weed or anything. So I'm thinking like outside of your demeanor, there's nothing tells me like what you're on right now because you got to be on something. If that's just your operating system, then God bless her. She must have really, I mean, she must have did the whole trick with like sticking your tongue to the outlet or eating 2 9-volt batteries. I don't know. She's fried, son. She was fried. Well, sure enough, she starts cutting my hair and she starts talking to the other ladies. And like they started talking about like I think they maybe keep some snacks in the back or whatnot for like a break room or something of that nature. And she was like, "Oh my God." To the manager. She's saying this to the manager who's also cutting somebody's hair. She's like, "You have to get the yogurt covered granola bars. They are so, so good. Like, oh my God." And some ice cream. Like, this is the conversation. And the lady, then her and the lady, she's so clueless. She gets into a conversation with the manager about ice cream and what's gelato and what is ice cream. She's like, well, the manager's like, well, you have ice cream in the back. She's like, I have gelato. She's like, that's ice cream. She says, no, it's gelato. It's so stupid. It was CBD gummies. Ron, you might be onto something. I did not think about that. It could have been gummies, some type of pill, some type of gummies. Well, anyway, so I happen because I'm getting nervous, right? So like she's got me turned like this. Let's say you guys in the mirror, right? You're in the mirror that's looking like I'm turned like this and I'm seeing the TV, but I'm starting to get nervous. So like I'm trying to like glance over to like the mirror to see like okay, what's the haircut look like? Like that's what I said as soon as I saw that. Yeah. So I'm like, shoot, okay. So I like she kind of like stops for a second to then continue to talk about the difference between ice cream and gelato. By the way, she knows 3 languages. And it's very good. She starts speaking in them. Hi, I mean, just I can't do her justice. I really can't. So then I start glancing over, and when we did, like the worst thing happens. We make eye contact. So she can see that I'm peeping on what she's doing. So then she looks at me. She's like, "It looks so pretty." She says, "I'm like, it. I don't. Do I run? Like she's already in here now. Like she's already got one half of like this. My hair is still bushed out over here on this side. She's got this side like where you see it now. I'm like, do I just run? Like what's happening here?" So I sit there through the whole thing, and then it gets even more interesting. Then she's like, "Oh my god, your hair's gonna look so good, like either down or up." So like I wear it up, right? She's like, "But when it's down, it's gonna look really fly too." Like, that's good. She's like, "You don't even." She's like, "You smell." So I like cologne, right? Cologne's one thing that I like. I keep like 5 bottles in my truck at all times. So everywhere I go, I like to smell presentable, that type of thing. So I had my cologne on. She's like, "You smell so good." She's like, "I just want to let you know." I'm gonna get a camera crew to follow me around, guys. But she's like, I just want you to know, like, she can't hardly hold her eyes open. That's why I keep doing this right here, because she's like asleep, speaking to me and cutting hair. And she's like, "I just want you to know that you're gonna be like my future husband." I'm like, get me out of this place now. I said, "Oh, Rhea." No, like it's hard to get me where like I'm speechless. I was speechless because more events kept happening. She went back there and she washed my hair very aggressively. Again, it was crazy at the strength this woman had. Like like an average build woman who's just extremely strong. But sure enough, she finished my haircut, and quite frankly, it's one of the best ones I've got, like, ever. So, I don't know. And she gave me a lot of complimentary stuff, I guess, on, like, the whole idea of the husband deal. I don't know. It was just an event. I wish you guys could be there for this because I cannot do it justice at all. The scenario in which all of this was here. All I know is I got my truck and I got out of Dodge. That's all I did. And so I don't know whether or not to go back. Honestly, she might be. She may have been, super drugged up, but dadgum, she did a good job. So she even took care of my widow's peak, which you can't see it. It's not there because she destroyed that thing. So I was in Tar Heel clothing when that happened too. So she said, "Go Tar Heels." So there's that. Maybe she's a part of the thing now. Who knows? Maybe she'll be a Hill brother. I don't know. All I know is that was my day yesterday. But yeah, so yes, Tar Heel Ron, to go back to you as I was reliving war stories. Yes, the Sunday Tar Heel is going to continue on from now until I don't plan on it stopping at all because I'd like to continue doing this. It's fun to hop on here and we can talk some North Carolina stuff. As a matter of fact, we're gonna hop on Twitter right here in just a second and see what's going on. Check out the Twit machine. Oh, also, by the way, if you are a TikTok user, you can go find us over there on TikTok. We are there, Hill Brothers on TikTok. We're growing big time over there, man. Like we've only been there for a week. A week today is when we joined, and after a week, you guys can. I'm put this up on the screen right here. Can you guys? Will it focus? Focus. Do it. Focus. Unfortunately, perfume cologne list. True of cologne allergies at least. I can't. It won't focus at all. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to dim the screen. I'm sure the trolls will join you during the season after all. Oh, absolutely, dude. Like, oh yeah, 473 followers, 2,000 likes. We're only following one person. But yeah, dude, we have been having a lot of fun over there. So I post all the shorts that I post on here. I post them over there too. But it's a pretty cool platform. You get to interact with tons of people. Unfortunately, perfume, cologne, though less true of cologne, are allergies for at least 10% of the population. Oh, I didn't know that, Melinda. Shoot, I didn't know that. That's new. I did not know that. But Kev, yeah, you're probably right, dude. Honestly, I'm sure the season when the season gets here, it's going to be really fun. Really, really fun. But hey, for the people that are in here right now, I'm going to pitch an idea to you guys. An idea I have spoke to my brother before. I've actually spoke to another UNC content creator as well, but I don't think they were that interested. But something that I'm thinking about doing, and we could start it with our watch party for sure. We all like college game day. I think I say we all, but vast majority of college, football fans enjoy college game day in the mornings and all that good stuff. And it's kind of cool to start off your day. What if we did something like that as well, like a Tar Heel game day? What you guys think? I just saw the numbers rise. Belly check. I like that. And the Heels making the playoffs. I welcome the Trolls. Got something for them. Yeah, Ron. Yeah, Ron, we'll get you on here, brother. Let you go off. Remember, Ron, as a matter of fact, we did the watch party for the Minnesota game, and you were on that day, that evening, bro. That was a good time. It was brief, but it was good. But yeah, I thought about potentially doing like a Tar Heel game day, something like that. Like each game day will kind of have something similar to this forum, to the Sunday Tar Heel, and kind of it's honestly kind of a launching pad for it as well. I'm not gonna lie. There are so the video you guys are getting ready to get today is one about the Tar Heel Nation, about us as fans, and like how we need to show up for our team this year because they've got all the pressure in the world and they need us, right? I've done that type of video like a couple of times, right? It's very strictly football or mostly all UNC sports, football, basketball, and baseball as well. Those top three, and then we like to discuss the like soccer and lacrosse, and we love all UNC sports, Jake. We don't cover all of them like very strictly, if you will. And like I don't know all the ins and outs of everything, Jake. All of UNC sports, yes, all the sports. But yeah. So we cover football, basketball, and baseball like straight up. Like you're going to see videos on that all the time, especially during the season and before seasons and stuff like you see right now. But also we do like to talk about all the other sports as well. So, and we're going to be having the return of the Hill Brothers podcast. And that should be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to doing that. So, and those will be on Thursdays. Well, we record them on Thursday. Nice broad spectrum. Been a big UNC fan of basketball since I was a child last 2 years. Kind of watching baseball program, dude. It's been a really good time to watch the baseball program over the last couple of seasons, my brother. Absolutely, man. We had a really good time. Matter of fact, we did a couple of watch parties as well for those. And so there is going to be a couple of times this year. I'm making my mind up now. So I actually, as a matter of fact, I'm waiting for women's Euro games to start. England and France are both playing today. Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. I've never really been like, I guess I've never been like the biggest into that, but it's definitely cool to see. Absolutely, Jake. But so this year I've actually had a lot of things happen in my personal life that have changed everything around in my life. And as a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to talk about that on my personal podcast, the NL10 podcast, as well as a matter of fact, I'll actually record that thing today and it'll probably go up tomorrow. But so this year, I don't foresee me being able to get into a game. Rising prices of the tickets, obviously with Bill Belichick, everything else. But what I still want to be able to do is get up there and enjoy game day atmosphere. And not only that, I would really like to do. I'd watch the Heels in a chess match. Absolutely, dude. I'd root hard for him. I'd be the one screaming. And Melinda, that is pretty cool. I like watching like the Cup, like the World Cup when that happens. I'll keep an eye on the USA team, but outside of that, I haven't really like watched big time soccer or anything. I know my brother. He played soccer when he was little, and he likes watching soccer pretty good, soccer, football, whatever. And also my middle nephew, because there's 3 of them now. My middle nephew, he plays soccer as well. But yeah, so I want to bring this to Chapel Hill. and actually have it on location. And I've got all the stuff that I need to do it. And I'm mobile, baby. We are absolutely mobile. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get into a game this year. It looks very unlikely, but I think being able to take this on the road and doing maybe like a Tar Heel type game day specifically just for UNC or something like that would be pretty cool. So keeping an eye on that, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about something like that, like a pregame something, just to have fun and chill out. And I really enjoy game days, dude. Going up, football, I'm speaking of specifically, but and I mean basketball is really cool too. But something about the football, man, like on a Saturday, everybody's up there talking, chilling out, walking down Franklin, man, the restaurants and the shops, and I may prefer that over real game day these days. Hey, Kevin, that's what I'm talking about, dude. That's what we need, bro. So yeah, man. And honestly, dude, I want to get you guys, in to this a little bit more and get like anything that we like these live streams that we do. Like if we were to do that, I would want to get you guys in there as well because you guys are what fuels this thing, man. We're just two dimbos that talk North Carolina all the time. We're just two brothers, man. That's all we are. That are fans just like everybody else. And we just wanted to put it in front of a camera and start talking about it. And, crazily, you guys like listening to us, which is nuts. And I'm very humbled and appreciate living daylights out of that, man. But I want to get you guys in there more involved as well. And just continue to build the community over here, dude. I've really enjoyed it. I'd love to get Chapel Hill game. Only been once, a couple of years on the way home from OBX. How far away from Chapel Hill do you live, Jay? Guys, I'm about 3 hours out. Depending on how you drive, it's about 3 hours. But honestly, that for me, I'm all right with that. Like, whatever, screw it, I'll go. I live in Ohio. You're a hop, skip, and a jump, my brother. You are out there, son. I hear you, dude. I've actually got a couple of I got some family members that live up there in Ohio as well. They always enjoy talking to them. They always have a good time when we come down and we get to chit chat and everything. Yeah, a little too far. Yeah, a little too far for a game day. Just a smidge. I live right here just below Charlotte in South Carolina, so I can kind of get everything. And also right here in a week from Thursday, ACC kickoff, man, we're going to be there. So here's the deal with kickoff. I got to make sure I move that over my calendar. Here's the name with kickoff. So originally they told me it was on the 25th, back when I did the sign-up sheet for it. Okay, well, it's not the 25th. It's on the 24th, which is a Thursday. No problem. So we got that taken care of. I know I said the other day, I can't wait to see you guys, everybody on the 25th, which, by the way, me and Alan, basically, when we did the announcement video, we kind of guessed, what's the, if I drive us, we'll make it in 2 hours. That's it, Ron. Well, aren't you coming from Georgia? Right? And that where you said you were from? I can't remember exactly. I think you remember you telling me he was in Georgia. But so yeah, I just got the itinerary for media day. As a matter of fact, I'll pull it up and I'll just tell you guys the thing here. So the itinerary for us on that day, if you're on the message board that watches every typically on that's dedicated. Yeah, no joke, Kevin. That is ridiculous, man. Belichick and okay. So the lineup for the interviews that day, they're from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And Boston College is up first, Clemson, Duke, then North Carolina, followed by NC State, Virginia Tech to end out the rest of the day. So North Carolina is, third from the end. So we can't have live streams going on during those sessions. We can record though. So there is that. I do not believe that we can record the main, like when they're up in front of the big podium and they're like their main press conference. I do not believe that we can record that. I got to double check with that. I got a guy that's going with, matter of fact, a Florida State guy that's going. We're going to be there together, a part of the College Huddle, us, this network that we're in with a ton of other collegiate podcasters. He's going up there, and I don't believe that you can record the main press conference, but there's breakout rooms, and those breakout rooms is where like Bill Belichick will get in front of a bunch of us, little, reporters and, media personalities like us, and we can ask him straight questions. And that's all it is, just basically a Q&A the entire time. And each player is going to be doing that too, which I think we basically picked the players. It was Geo, Ship, Hardy was the one that was interesting, and Thad is going. So I think that'll be really cool to see. But so when we get up there, we're gonna try to figure everything out, because there's like breakfast that's served, all this, that, and the other stuff. It's a really cool time, I think, and we're gonna try our best to bring you guys. So you guys will get a vlog from this to show you kind of what it looks like. This is our first time going, so I don't really know exactly what to expect. The Florida State guy, has been really good. Plant the Spear, we've actually had him on when we did the scouting report last year, for like that scouting report series that we did during the football season, which we are bringing back again this year. So there's that, which I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that. This is all just going to be really fun. I'm really excited for football season to get here. We are not, just a month and a half away, maybe a little bit more. Let hear Hardy and Ship's thoughts on the coaching transition and why they decided to say. Well, as a matter of fact, Ship has already talked on it. As a matter of fact, both of them did. Yeah, Thaddeus, when Belichick's interview was the summer interview back a number of weeks ago now, following him up was Christo Kelly, the offensive lineman, the one that came from Holy Cross. And then you had Hardy, Ship, and Thaddeus. So Kev, if you can, whenever you get a chance, go look. There is the interview that you can go see. That Kevin was, or Kevin, that Jordan Ship was at, that he was asked about it and why he decided to stay. And Hardy the same way. I know Ship had to kind of paraphrase what he said. He says, "How in the world could I leave this university and, leave the greatest coach of all time?" That was basically his thoughts. That's paraphrased. He went a lot more detail. I would say listen to him, but paraphrased, that's what it was. And it was pretty inspiring. So, yeah. So, a matter of fact, hold on a second here. You know what? Hold on. I got you, Kev. I don't want to do that. Let me see. Jordan Ship. You know what? Here we go. I think maybe we should go to, does THI have theirs still? Let's see here. I'm about to say we could actually check it out if you guys want to. I think it's just Inside Carolina's got it, which is fine as long as the only reason I don't like Inside Carolina's interviews, I don't know if it's changed recently, but they only had the audio in one ear, and I don't know why that is. So here we go. Let's try it. Let's check it out on you guys want to listen to it? We can actually watch it right here. Where is there we go. Boom. IC's got it. They've got it. Yeah, let's do this. Let's check this thing out, man. We will check it out together. I'll put it here like this. All right, sweet. Here, I'm gonna make sure that this is turned down. I don't know if that'll mess with you guys. I don't think it should. Let me know if the audio is not.
Hey, Joey, just Ship Alexander from Raleigh. What's the biggest difference that you've seen from the way back around his staff did things to the new staff and the way they're acting?
I mean, love Coach Brown. Coach Brown had a great run here. Coach Brown's a great coach. He did great at Texas. He's done great here, great seasons. And nothing to take nothing from Coach Brown at all. Just Coach Belichick comes with kind of like a different attitude. You can kind of tell, the culture's changing and stuff like that. So I would say that's kind of like the biggest difference between the two.
Yeah, Jeremy, right here. Yeah, Jordan, you had the opportunity to, during the spring, watch first
got that audio in one ear.
things like that. Obviously, him being a young guy, a freshman, what stood out to you about his game, the way that he plays, and I guess some of his strengths and traits so far?
I would say the biggest thing that stood out is really his work ethic. We're in the weight room, like this is just stuff off the field. In the weight room, after we lift, me and him were doing core after, extra stuff after, and a lot of the boys joined into it. So I would say the biggest thing for Bryce that's going to set him apart is the way he works and the way he approaches everything. His preparation is elite. He's always in here watching film, no matter what it is. He's watching NFL tape. He's already started watching TCU and stuff like that, just getting ready. So, I mean, just his preparation is definitely like high level. Can't really tell he's a freshman.
Jordan, Kyle from WRAL. Jordan, we've seen so many players transfer out, a lot of players transfer in. So what was it like for you as somebody that was already here, kind of going through that with the new staff, and then what made you want to stay?
It's hard to transfer from a school that you love so much. I've had a lot of friends have came here, a lot of friends have been successful here, and it's also hard to leave the greatest coach of all time. Knowing you have one of the greatest coaches of all time coming here, it wouldn't have been smart for me to leave, especially when like we brought in another great coach, Coach McGee, my position coach. He was in Louisville, he recruited me at Louisville, so I had a good connection with him as well. So it just felt like everything was kind of just falling into place, and it was just something I was like praying on it heavily, and it was just something that I was like, just God, I just felt like I need to stay. He kind of led me to stay in here, so that was the biggest thing.
What was your on-field learning curve like last year from the beginning of the season? Was there a point?
Yeah, and I think after that he just kind of talks about like where his preparation.
I would really say there's never really a point where you're kind of just like, all right, now it's clicking. It's more just like you just kind of start stacking plays. That's the biggest thing. You don't really want to look too far.
It goes into like his plays and everything. But yeah, absolutely, dude. I love Jordan Shipp to death, man. I'm so looking forward to seeing what he and Culliver are going to be able to do this year. But Kevin, that was like his main piece on like the transition. And then after that, it's just been like what he's been doing. But if you want to listen to the full interview, it's over there on IC. That's where I had it. I couldn't find THI's, but THI sound quality has been better. We'll see if it changes with the buyout. Melinda, as a matter of fact, so we are good friends with AJ from THI. Matter of fact, we're linking up with him when we go to the kickoff. Can't wait to talk with him. Hopefully going to have him on the channel with you guys pretty soon. He was also, I actually asked him about coming on today. He actually, unfortunately, had something already pre-planned, so he wasn't able to come on, but he was actually almost on today as well. But THI is not THI anymore. They are not Tar Heel Illustrated. They are going under the name THI, but there's something that they're working on right now. I'm not as sure what. I had some conversations with AJ, and he said he'd be, kind of in contact soon about everything that was going on. I don't really know what it is, but I think that whole like group there is going off on their own. And hey, I'm here to support them, man. I love those guys to death. AJ is actually, him and Jacob Turner were the two that I saw first. I didn't see Inside Carolina stuff, their content first. I actually saw Tar Heel Illustrated stuff first. And I like them. And then my brother, he's the IC guy. So then I started listening to IC and what they had to say, and we've been kind of intermingling. But I will say this much, and I don't mind saying this live on the air. AJ has been the only one in the reporting space that has been willing to speak to us. And I really appreciate, and he's always been so open, so honest. He's been on 2 podcasts with us twice. And he's always been really good, very awesome with his time. We tried to meet up when we went to Boston for the Fenway Bowl. Unfortunately, he had a ton of stuff to work on, and it was just a whole bunch of discombobulation. And then we had, as a matter of fact, you guys are getting ready to, I'm putting together now it's kind of like the blooper reel, but if you guys watched the Boston Fenway Bowl vlog. Something happened the night that we were supposed to fly out. Big thing where we picked a late flight on a Friday night to get up there. The game was early Saturday morning, and we tried to get up there, leaving. We got off work, we packed up, and we rolled out and got to the airport. Got there, ate barbecue. We had an experience there, and then when it was time for us to board, they said they gave us a couple different excuses. Oh, we're waiting on it. Kept getting pushed back a few minutes. Oh, we're waiting on flight attendants, this, that, and the other thing. And ultimately, what it ended up being is that the pilots are out of DOT hours, so everybody was canned. So they said, okay, your flight that was supposed to leave at 10 p.m. Friday night, and I would get to Boston around 12 a.m. Now it's going to be canceled, and you'll fly out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., which I think the game was at 10 or 11 o'clock that morning. So we're like, we will completely miss the game. And so we spent the night in the airport and bought a Delta ticket, which left like 6 o'clock in the morning. We got there at 8, and then got to the hotel, quickly checked in, and thankfully I picked a really close hotel to to Fenway Park because we were close. We got there. We basically walked into the stadium as the entrance videos were going on, and somebody was singing the national anthem. So that was what that was. But there's a vlog for that. You guys could check that out. But so in that vlog, we didn't put the full experience of staying in the airport that night. We didn't record a ton, but we recorded some stuff, and some of it made it in the vlog, but not all of it. So I thought about putting that together, letting you guys see, that whole two Tar Heel, like the Hill brothers take over an airport. So, something like that. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, so AJ is a cool dude, man. I met him for the first time at an open practice before the 2023 season. So the second year under Drake May. There was an open practice, and I wanted to go see it. So I hopped in the truck, drove up there, saw it, and AJ ended up walking and sitting right down in front of me. I'm like, wait a minute, that's AJ Jones. Like, what? I gotta go say something to him. So I walked up to him, say, hey man, you do a great job. Oh, no problem, man. Thank you. All that good stuff. And then I went on about my day. So then when we messaged him, I think we were commenting on some of his stuff on Twitter, and he would consistently comment back, and then shot my shot, hit him up in the DMs like, hey man, I don't know if oh no, they were looking for sponsors, and I reached out to him, and then that's just kind of how we started chit-chatting and had him on again, and now I text him. We probably text back and forth maybe at least once a week, once every 2 weeks, something like that. We'll kind of chit-chat back and forth a little bit to each other. So really enjoy what he does, man, and I like him as a person. He's a really cool dude. So yeah, AJ's awesome, man. So looking forward to having him back on, and also looking forward to seeing him next week, man. Well, not this week coming up, but the following week. It'd be pretty cool to have on. So yeah, that is North Carolina and the Hill brothers. Nothing too crazy going on this week. It's been relatively tame. This week, I'm still planning out this week. As a matter of fact, you guys are going to get the fan video, like the Tar Heel Nation importance of us this year video today, right here in the next couple of hours. You guys will get that, and then outside of that, that'll be about it that I have right now. I'm thinking about, there's a couple other videos in my head. So we're trying to, since Carolina starts on September the 1st this year, on that Labor Day, I'm trying to get things ready for like the build-up to Carolina football. That's why you don't see any season prediction stuff. You don't see that kind of thing on here. We want to start doing a build-up, and we're still kind of planning some of our football content, what it's going to be this year. As a matter of fact, this week I plan on reaching out to the opponents on our schedule that way and say, hey, you know, for the scouting report, and trying to figure out some pretty cool people. Some of the same people are going to be able to come back on, you know, because we have some of the same, you know, like the Charlotte. We'll try to get with the Highway 49 podcast again. I'm gonna have to check some people out for like TCU and I don't think there's a Richmond. Maybe there'll be. Thoughts on how the basketball team will do. Got some really good pieces this year. Caleb Wilson looks like a dog. So yeah, as a matter of fact, Jake. Oh, thank you, Jake. As a matter of fact, that is a video that we can post out this week. So I'll give you a little bit of it now. I like the team. On paper, I like the team. You know, they are unproven. That's going to be something they're going to have to do. But I like this year's team. I like the look of them. They look right. You know, will they play that way? You know, we're going to find out. But I really like the look of this team right now. So I think Hubert Davis, which me being a guy, and I got a lot of hate and, you know, flack for it. And we even talked about that last week with Hubert Davis and like, hey, like this year he needs to win. North Carolina does not need to be a bubble team. They need to be a team that is, you know, locked into the tournament. And you know that battling in the ACC against Duke for the ACC, that's the $14 million question. Amen, Kev. Amen. If you guys saw that rant last week that I did with people and addressing people when it comes to their comments about me with Hubert Davis, that was a fun time. But yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. They look like a team that can fit together really well. Not gonna lie. Yes, they do. The pieces that are there, they look like they fit very well with the play styles and working to people's strengths. That I do like. And I think that's really going to help North Carolina a lot. The question for me will be the point guard situation. You got Kyan Evans, but what about Seth Trimble? You know, Trimble is a true born leader. We know this. You know, we can see that. I'm glad that he is the leader of this team, and he is. We're better off if he figures it out. Yeah, Hubert's going to have to figure this thing out. You know, that I don't think that this North Carolina team is going to be able to play offensively like the others have. Not in it work, in my opinion. That's just me, and we'll see because you know other people. More knowledgeable people than I know, you know, the X's and O's of basketball. So, you know, maybe we could have somebody on for that. But Seth is a hell of a leader, mostly a shooting guard, in my opinion. But he could possibly take the point. Well, see, here's the thing. As a matter of fact, we were on 94 feet of UNC recently, like a Friday or two ago, and I don't know if he's posted it yet. He may have. I'm not sure. But sure enough, we talked about Seth Trimble and his position. He's not the most consistent shooter from three. That's what worries me about him at the shooting guard position. To me, if I'm him, I'm working on my point guard skills. You know, getting playmakers the ball, you know, setting up your offense, you know, having the ball kind of run through you. I think Caleb Wilson is going to be a big part of the ball handling this year. Just seeing, you know, the way that he plays basketball, he seems like a guy. He's like a shooting guard, like consistent shooter. Yeah, for sure. That's why if I'm him, I think I need to work on my point guard skills because Kyan Evans is a pretty good point guard, but he's amazing catching and shooting, which works perfectly at the two. He was good from three before the head injury. Yeah, that's the part I don't know yet. That's one that's curious to me. And then for some reason, like it looks like Jonathan Powell, that he was a freshman coming out of West Virginia. He transferred from West Virginia to Carolina after his freshman year last year, and don't know. I don't know. I haven't watched enough film to know exactly how they used him, but this dude is lighting practice up. Now, here's the deal. We heard the same thing last year about Cade Tyson, that he was lighting practice up, that it was crazy how many threes he was knocking down. What's going to happen when he has to roll the ball out there and he's got a team, a power 4 level team in front of him? Well, I say a power 4 level team. Because he wasn't getting a ton of minutes at West Virginia, very little. But what's going to happen when he gets here? That's going to be a question. I will be looking forward to seeing what happens with Cade Tyson at Minnesota. We got Sky U or Ski U. I think it's Ski U. Like a Ski U Ma, but it's Ski U Pod. Okay. In the Big Ten. The one I'm actually more surprised with is that Jalen Washington went to Vanderbilt. That's the one I'm actually surprised about. That one shocked the crap out of me. That and Zach Rice, the former 5-star offensive lineman for North Carolina, going like from, I mean, he was on like 3rd on the depth chart consistently ever since he's been here, since like 2020 or 2021 or something like that, to going to blessed Syracuse. Powell had some moments where he played for West Virginia in the Big 12. Not a ton. Don't forget to like. I love Ron. All right, I love you, brother. So he had some moments. My question is, how is Hubert going to use him? That's my question. How is Hubert going to use him? I'll be very curious to see how that happens. I'm looking forward to seeing how that happens as well, because if he is lighting it up, that makes his team this much deeper, and then you got the Luka effect of it all. I don't know hardly anything about Luka. And obviously he was from overseas, this, that, and the other thing. So he's still got to get here. If he hasn't already, I think they were still working on the paperwork last I heard, for him actually to get here. So this basketball team is very interesting to me, and I like all the pieces that are there. I just hope they fit right, and that Hubert can come up with the scheme that is, needed to put this team in the best position to score, defend, and win games. Because if that's happening, then hey, there we go. I'm not worried about Syracuse's online. Then yeah, Kev. I will say one thing though, but Fran Brown over there at Syracuse has been doing pretty daggum good. We actually got Syracuse this year. We're up there in the dome. Up there, as a matter of fact, and we got to find some people for that. So, I'm actually going to be working on scouting report people this week and communicating with them and reaching out to everybody that is covering those schools. That way, see if we can't secure somebody. So, yeah, that'll be cool. So we'll be back on that on Halloween night. Yes, on Halloween night. Boy, that should be fun. So, man, a lot of stuff, a lot of getting ready, if you will, over here right now, getting ready for football season, getting ready to bring you guys the most football content that we possibly can. And then again in basketball. And so I got an email this week about Media Day, which I get the two mixed up all the time. It used to be called Media Day. Now it's called Kickoff. So Kickoff for football team. Carrot Dome, biggest trash dump east of the Mississippi. I love it, brother. I love it. But so I'm looking into, I got an email this week about Media Day. So Media Day is for, it's same thing as Kickoff, but for the basketball teams. I got an email about it. I'm going to attempt to see if maybe me and Alan can get into that too. I don't know. Alan, if you're listening, I can't promise you anything, buddy. I can't promise you, but I did get an email about it. So I am going to be taking a look into that and keeping an eye on that. And who knows? Who knows? So outside of that, man, I think I'm going to head out of here. I'm going to get this video to you guys. Oh, also, Doghouse Podcast. It's go to the community page on this YouTube channel, and you guys will see it. I posted it there. I was on with Trey from the Doghouse Pod. He's a Georgia guy, but he wanted to talk about some North Carolina, and he asked us about, or he asked me about everything that was going on over there, and with us, and it was a pretty cool interview, man. I actually had a really, really good time. So you guys go check that thing out. Go show him some love. Tell him that the Hill Brothers sent you. and that Nathan sent you, man. And yeah, it's we're 50 days away from kickoff. 50, the big 5-0, man. That's pretty cool, dude. I didn't realize we're only 50 days away. That's crazy. A lot of time it's going slow, but it's going fast at the same time. So, yeah, let's get out of here, man. I've had a good time with you guys today, man. We just been kind of sitting back, chilling out, hanging out, having a good time. You guys know about my haircut. Watch that great show Nate showed out. Nah, man. Trey, man, he's a good dude, man. I thought he did a good job. And really cool guy, man. He was really I really enjoyed that. So it was a really good time, man. So check that thing out. We had a good time. And who knows what's going to be happening in the future, man. I try to keep you guys as updated as much as possible. Go check out TikTok. Go check out Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good jazz. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you all for being here. And as always, I love you, Ron. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt, man. I'll tell you that much now. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. I bet you me, I'm going to be doing that. By the way, got a new little hype video going on right now, man. You saw that first thing coming in. We're going to end on it too. So if you guys have enjoyed, I have definitely enjoyed seeing you guys out here today, man. It's been a lot of fun. I'll buy two. There we go. But I've had a lot of fun with you guys today, man. See you guys next Sunday. And boy, it's always a great day to be at Tar Heel, man. I'm also trying to buy time to find a video. Here it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you all for being here. And as always, go Heels.